Hello, welcome to our live stream. It is Tuesday, and that means that I have a quiz for you. I am not in my normal surroundings right now. I am in Spain. I'm in a really adorable place called Estepona in southern Spain, and we'll travel around southern Spain to Cordoba, to Malaga, Granada, and in the next couple of days. And so I'll take you on adventures with me. So make sure that you follow my account. Maybe I should put that up. If you would like to follow me, then I travel a lot and like to teach English to people who are interested. This week, I will not offer a full 1-hour lesson based on a specific topic like I usually do on Wednesdays. I will offer you this quiz today, which is very cool because it is about new words that became popular in 2025. So we have the first person popping up. I know this is always a little bit sketchy when I go live at a different time. I apologize for that, but I am on the road. Maybe if I go live on Instagram and then try to pull people over. Let's see, let's do something strange here. I've never done before. Oh, my phone is revolting against that. It thinks it's a dumb idea, but let me try to do like a live. Oops, hold on. How am I going to do this? So let's see. We'll do a fake live to try to pull some people over. And let's see. Okay. We're going to try to get some people to come and join us. I know this is an unusual time. Hey folks, I know that I don't normally go live here, but I actually want you to come and join me live right now on YouTube because I could show you. Let me see if I can turn this around, because here we are on YouTube going live. I've got 10 words for you that became popular, losing my voice, that became popular in 2025. So new English words. Join me over on YouTube. Let me write my YouTube handle there. We have 10 people over here, so come on to YouTube. If you've got a second, join me over here. English, oops, no dots, with Jen 123. This is my YouTube account. And come and join me here. We've got 2 people. Let's see if we can get some more people joining. It's very slow today. You're coming. All right. See you in a second. I want to see that number go up to 10. That would be awesome. If you've got a second, let's learn some new vocab together on YouTube, not on Instagram. And yeah, I have a lot of cool new words to share with you. But let's do it here. Let's do it on YouTube. Nobody's joining. Okay, whatever. Not bitter. Anyway, so hope to see you soon on YouTube. This is where the party is. Hello to you, Jeanette. Come over to YouTube. I will pin it here for us. So, oops, sorry, hold on. I don't want to add that person as a moderator. On YouTube, this is my account. This is where I will go live. I have great vocabulary. Curious to hear if you know what these words are, if you have heard of them, and a lot of background to give you as well about them. These are all of my notes. It's going to be a very fun lesson. So come. Bye-bye. All right, so one person came. Has never done this before. I'm trying to get tricky here and get people to come on over. All right, so let's pop up our first word. Let's hop into our quiz. And if you happen to be watching the replay of this, then welcome. And I hope everyone has had a wonderful new year. So far, we are now how many days? 6 days into the new year. So let me get rid of this. This is my Instagram, my YouTube handle. And let me pop up our first word for today. And the way this is going to work, maybe a little background first, hold on, is that I took a look at dictionary.com, at Merriam-Webster Dictionary, and at Cambridge Dictionary for the words that they say were the most popular words, the most influential words of 2025. So let's see, because English is like many things that are sort of living. It's a living language. Words come in fashion, they go out of fashion, new words are created. So I've got 10 words for us to practice and to learn today. And sometimes it will be a trivia question, and sometimes it's like hangman. And hangman is where you have the blanks I will show you. All right. So the way I want to work this, hold on, let me pull this up. getting ahead of myself. Hold on. All right, let's see. Oops. How do I do this? Here we go. Okay, so this is my first question. Okay, this is a question. There we go. So you see here with my dirty thing here, I tried to clean that, but the clue down at the bottom, this is a word for anger. Two words together, and it's a word for anger. Starts with an R and ends with a T. And we have blanks in between. Here, let me do this. And we have blanks in between. And we have this here, which is where you can hang someone. Not a nice thing, but a fun game, right? So what I would like you to do is to give me a letter, to give me a word that has the same meaning as anger. So we're trying to use this as a vocabulary building system here for us, okay? So vocabulary builder, and you can give me a word that kind of relates to anger. And when you give me a word, then you can guess a letter. And I'm going to get my pen ready for us so that we can fill this in. You pick a yellow. I think that's easy to see then. All right, so I'm turning on to the comments here. Let's see what you have to say. Words that relate to anger. And then give me a nice letter. Hello, Abu Fazl. Welcome. Happy New Year. Hello to you, Nicole. Happy New Year. Rude. Yeah, you can be sort of rude and have anger that deals with that as well, perhaps. It makes me angry when someone is rude. So, Nicole, my dear, you may guess a letter. Give me any letter, not R, not T, but any letter. My guess or my sort of hint to you, often in English, when you play these games, guess a vowel first. A, E, I, O, or U. Guess one of those first. So Nicole, you gave us a letter that deals with anger. So what can you tell me? Which letter would you like to see if it's in here? Two words. One starts with R, the other ends with T. It has to do with anger. This is a vocabulary word that became popular in 2025. What can you tell me? Which letter? Okay, so Nicole's going with a Y. And unfortunately, Nicole, it's not on our list. So I will do, we have a little head here, right? And Y so that you see here. Are you seeing this the correct way around? Okay, so you're saying you also not on the list. And maybe give me another word for anger, okay? So guess, offer a vocab word related to anger and a letter. So we're building our vocabulary together. Nicole used rude, which is a great word, where you're very unkind to people, then that can cause anger for sure. Any other words that you would say? Okay, so E, and maybe Vera, give me a word that relates to anger. All right, so we have an A and we have an E. So let's do E first, which is in there, and it's the last letter here. And we had an A from Nicole. So we have two of those. So this is what we have so far. I hope you can see this okay. So two words, and what do we have? Any other words that relate to anger? And for me, also, shoot, I don't have my notes here. I have to take a picture of my notes. So things like you can be infuriated, extraordinarily mad. I had a whole list of words, and now, hold on, let me make sure I don't mess this up. I don't want to know. So let's see. Hold on. I want to see other words. Annoyed. Annoyed is a really good word for when you're angry. It's one degree lower than anger, but it's like, stop doing that. Any other letters you can guess? I think a British word for anger, not many Americans use it, but cross. If you are cross with someone in British English, you're angry with them. So Carla, my dear, you've got a U for me. All right, so let's see. U is unfortunately not on our list. So we have a head, a body, and a leg, but thank you for guessing. You can guess some more. You can also give me more words that are related to anger. We have a G, Firas, that's a good one. Okay, so our first word is complete. We have rage. Rage is the first word, and rage is another word for anger. It's a word related. When you let out these emotions you experience, rage, exactly. So now we need the letters for the second word. We have rage, and what can you tell me? What letter are you guessing? Maybe you now know the word and you can guess it, or the phrase, maybe you know it. Go ahead and guess it if you like. Otherwise, let me know. Any other letters that you can guess? The ones you should not guess anymore are Y, U, E, A, and actually G. Those have already been guessed. So which words do you think this is? We have rage, and it's a synonym for anger, for making someone angry, that is, making someone angry. Can you see this? I hope so. So rage, and second word, guess a vowel. Guess A, E, I, O, or U. So Carla, you're going with M. Unfortunately, we have no M. We have a second leg here, but thank you for guessing. Wolfie, you're giving me a B. Ooh, that's a good one. So B. So now we have one letter missing. Yes, hey, Kaluna, sweetie. Hi. Rage bait. Rage bait. And this word became popular in 2025. I can give you a little bit more information. I will write it in the comments so you can see it and it looks nicer. RAGEBAIT. And I will share it with you. So who knows this word, rage bait? Did you learn this in 2025? Did you know it before? Maybe you don't know it. You can tell me anything about it that you know. Otherwise, I will offer you a little bit more info. This is used when people have content. Yes, happy New Year, sweetie. So this is when people create content online and they try to get people angry because they want to get more clicks. They want their content to go viral, and this is rage bait. Rage has to do with anger. Exactly, Carla, and I is correct. So rage bait is our word here. And bait is what you use to try to get someone to come to you. So when a fisherman fishes, he uses bait to do that. He puts a worm on there and he tries to get that fish to hook onto his, to clasp onto his hook and then take him away. So yes, so this is a term. A lot of the terms we have to deal with social media or AI, and this is one of them. So this is when people create content and they're trying to get people angry because they want to get more views. They want to keep people hooked. They want to get more likes. They want to spread more info, kind of thing. Rage bait. So if you knew this word, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't know this word, give me a thumbs down. Did I get a thumbs down? So up, you know it. Up, you know it. Okay, now it's not registering. All right, anyway, so let's move on to our second word for 2025. These are all words that kind of became popular. You knew it, Kaluna. Yes. Okay, so rage bait. So let's see. So I'm going to move myself actually over to the side. And this is kind of how this game will work. We have a trivia question now. This will be easier for me to present to you. Now you do. Okay, cool. Yes, I like your attitude. Now you know it. Exactly. So let's see. Let me find number 2. Yes, that is number 2, I hope. And let's see. I have to scroll up here. How does that work? 1 second. I can't see if you can see what I see. I don't know why this is not working. Hold on. So when I'm on the road, it's always a little bit sort of a problem to kind of know how things work because things get moved around. Here we go. Yes, there we are. So number 2, what is a trad wife? Okay. Is it A, a woman who works in international trade? Okay. B, a woman who promotes a traditional stay-at-home wife lifestyle online, excuse me. C, a woman who owns a business, a trad wife. Or D, a woman who works in social media. So, what can you tell me? What do you think the answer is? A, B, C, or D? Okay, cool. So, we have two people who have learned something new with rage bait. And now we're on to trad wife. Which one of these answers makes the most sense when it comes to, excuse me, my nose is itching, to trad wife? What can you tell me? A, B, or C? What can you tell me? Oh, I have new comments, but hide new. No. All right. So to be the first encounter with this word. Okay, cool, Kaluna. Good, good, good. Okay, cool. All right. So you're guessing B, a woman who promotes a traditional stay-at-home lifestyle. Any other guesses for this word that you can tell me? Otherwise, I will go ahead and tell you about this new word. So, Kaluna, my dear, you are absolutely correct. 2 is B. It's a woman who promotes a traditional lifestyle on social media. There is a woman, her name is Nara Smith. Maybe you have heard of her. She's all the stuff that she does is very viral. She cooks and she has this fantastic life. A lot of these people, exactly. So 2 is B. A trad wife is a woman who's on social media who says, stay at home and cook for your family and take care of your kids. Do not have a job. They make it look very glamorous. I will write this lady's name. So Kaluna, maybe you're interested in checking her out. Nara Smith, and she wears the most beautiful clothing and cooks, incredible food. She has 15 kids, I think. I don't know. She has a lot of kids and makes everything look easy. Sometimes people are a little critical of this because it makes people feel like they're unrealistic expectations because, of course, it's social media. So these women who make look like staying at home is easy, coming up with food every day and preparing home cooked fresh meals. They make it look easy. And of course, they have a team, so it's not really realistic. But trad wife, yes. So can you think of any other words related to traditional? So our quiz today is a big vocabulary builder. So words that you can think of that relate to traditional. Any other words when you think of that word? And while you're writing that, I will give you a little bit more context. So became popularized, this term trad wife became popularized on TikTok, on Instagram, and blogs. People use it. So people post sewing and cooking videos, home decor content, conservative. Yeah, absolutely. Traditional, conservative. Another vocab word that might be interesting to add to it is domestic. So dealing with homes within the domain, the home, domestic. That's another one that we could add to traditional. Yeah, okay. So and to use this word in a sentence, she's embracing a traditional lifestyle, focusing on cooking and home organization. Okay, so a trad wife. Who's heard of this? Give me a thumbs up if you've heard this word, thumbs down if you've not heard it. I'm always curious to see what is new and what's not. Otherwise, we will move on to question number 3, and we have another hangman fill in the blank kind of style question. All right, so let's see what we've got. No, okay, so it's new for you. Cool. All right, so let's see, which I think you said earlier. Okay, here is number 3. Let me move this so that you can see things easier. Okay, so like we did before, I'm looking for words that are related to power. Okay, words, any word that you can think of. Let's build our vocabulary together. Words that are related to power. First word that comes to mind, so it doesn't have to be super exact here, and once you have, okay, like, what does this say? Once you have guessed a word or said a word, offered us a new vocabulary word, then you can guess a letter to fill into our word here, because this word relates to power. And we have here So it ends with a Y. This word ends with a Y. So any words that you can think of related to power, write them in and give me a letter. So, and like I said earlier, in English, it is often very smart to guess vowels first. A, E, I, O, and or U, because we always have vowels in English. There are very few words where we don't. So guess a vowel, chances are you're going to be right. And the opposite is a consonant. N, B, L, D, these are all consonants. Go for words that are related to power and give me a letter, please. What can you tell me? I'm trying to get this ring light out of here. Ooh. Or maybe you even know the word. Okay. A, E, I, O, or U. Exactly. Those are vowels. And Kaluna, what word would you give me that's a synonym for power? Something similar to power. Let's build our vocabulary together. And then you can guess a letter. And to give you an idea of kind of words that I'm looking for related to power, we can say, oh, good. Oh, Kaluna, there you go. Cool. Authority, king, commander in chief. So those are 3 letters that you get to vote, you get to guess now. What's your first one that you've got, Kaluna? What can you tell me? So let me pull this up. Oop. So which letters would you like, Kaluna, sweetie? Do you want to do all of those vowels, or do you want to do, what would you like to do? And let me get my marker out. So A, E, I, O, or U. Any other ones? You've got three ones here to 3 guesses, that is, sorry. So this is our word. There's a Y on the end. It's a word that relates to power. What do you think that it is? We have a little hangman here. And I guess, Kaluna, I'll just go with your A. Okay. A is unfortunately not one. Okay, so A, I, and U. Okay, so an I is one, definitely. So we'll put I up here. I have to see how to spell it. Okay, I think there's only one I. I. Okay, and then you said O, and there is O. There is an O, okay. You know what? I need to take a picture of the word, I think, real quick. I am that bad with spelling, unfortunately. Here we go. So let me take a picture of the word because I don't want to mess this up. That would be very annoying. Okay, so now I have the picture of the word and we can figure this out together. All right, so you had an O. There's only one O in it. Oops. So 1 O, 1 O, 1 I. Oh, we actually had an A. I messed that up. Okay, this is good that we have this like this now. Okay. All right. Govern. Ooh, great word for power. Give me a letter now, please. Awesome. Super, super. And Kaluna, your last guess was a U, and that is unfortunately not in here. So we have a head, we have a body. And Carla, dear, you can offer me a letter. We've already had A, I, O, U. So maybe guess a consonant is not a bad thing to do. Yes. What consonant maybe? That might not be a bad, because we've already gone through a lot of the consonants. Hello to you. My home is in Germany, absolutely, but I am in Spain at the moment. Exactly. Would you like to guess? We're looking for synonyms that relate to power, and then a letter. Okay, Carla, awesome. You guessed a J. Unfortunately, there is no J. So we have a body, we have a head, a body, and a leg. So any other words that you can give me that relate to power? Otherwise, I can give you some hints. All right, so we have A already, and we have an A in here. Here, I'll hold this up so you can see it a little bit better. Yes? So, and Kaluna is super guess with R because we have an R here and we have a R, we have another R too, but I'm going to double check because I cannot spell to save my life. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. After the A, I think I've misplaced this. Hold on, let me erase this. And we had an A. Sorry about that. I need to have this like online. This is hard to go back and forth. I need to figure out a way to do this better. But all right, anyway, thanks for hanging in with me. So sorry, we had an A, and that needs to go in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have weird spaces here. Okay, anyway, we're just going to put this here. It's kind of in between, hovering in whatever land. We had a J, which we've already done. We had an A. We have an R, which, Kaluna, you're absolutely right. So we had an I already. We had an I. And a T. Unfortunately, there is no T. So we have a second leg. Can you give me any other letters here? I thought we had... Oh, we had an R, exactly. So let me put the R after this, okay? Yeah, there's something strange here. I don't know. Yeah. I think this needs to go here. Hold on. I need to like write this very faint or something so that you can't see it. I always mix this up. It's horrible. It's horrible, horrible. Or find something online that will automatically do it for me. All right. So this is I. This is, we had a G, I think. I'm not sure, or I'm giving things away, whatever. A, and then R. Okay, maybe this makes this easier. Maybe if my handwriting was a little better, it would also make it easier. Hold on. So this, what do you think? This is something to do with power. This was a big, big word in 2024. Usually a group of people with power. So that might help out as a nice little hint. So what can you tell me? Any other letters that you would like to guess? Otherwise, I'm going to give you the big one. This is starts with bro, Or one of the words for in 2025 that became extremely popular was bro. And then what was the other part? Kaluna, maybe you've heard this word. Maybe you heard it at some point last year. And this was often what we talked about with Trump and with Elon Musk and with the people in lots of tech industries where we had powerful men. What was it called? If anybody wants to try to guess it now, it was called a bro. So any guesses? Otherwise, I will just give it to you. This has turned into a national nightmare. So, all right, let's see. No one's guessing. So let's see. Broligarchy. So broligarchy. And I will write it in the comments so that it's easier to see. Broligarchy was one of the words that we had in 2024, 25, that is. And garchy. Oops. Broligarchy. So, like oligarchy, where you have rich and famous people, but these were bros. These were all buddies that kind of got in together and were very political and were able to have a lot of influence on things because they were all friends, powerful, rich friends. So bro plus oligarchy became broligarchy. It refers to a small group of men, because bros, brothers, and often wealthy or in power. What else can I tell you? Who dominate a space or industry. I forgot this word. Nah, no problem. See, that's the cool thing. We just remind ourselves of new vocabulary words. We can't remember everything. And then, yeah, so it's often sarcastic and critical. It's not like a positive word. Oh, the broligarchy is kind of critical, like socially critical. So here's an example. The startup world feels like a broligarchy. So few men control all the decisions. Okay, so broligarchy was a big word in 2025, a lot in like January, the early part, the first third, I would say, of 2025. Broligarchy was a very popular word. Moving on to our next trivia question, which is easier for me to do and requires less brain cells. So let's remove this from the studio and take a look at our vocabulary words. So far, we have had, hold on, we had rage bait, we had trad wife, we had broligarchy, and now we have our fourth one. And let's see, and I need to move down so that you can see this easily. And here we go. Move up. So, what is aura farming? What is aura farming? Is it A, growing plants using energy? Is it B, meditation for self-confidence? Is it C, doing things mainly to look cool or impressive or mysterious online? Or is it D, a type of digital art? What do you think is aura farming? Aura farming. And aura is like this, the colors that you sort of have around you. A lot of in esoteric types of things, they talk about your aura, the sort of the energy that you give off. So aura farming, what do you think that this is? Have you heard this word? Have you not heard this word? Let me know that too. Aura farming, A, B, C, or D? What can you tell me for number 4? And I'm going to take pictures of all these other words to make it easier. Okay, so Kalina, you're guessing C. Thanks for guessing, dear. Anybody else want to take a guess, or are we going to just let Kaluna guess? So what can you tell me? So, okay, Carly, you're going with C as well. All right. Any other guesses out there? We've got 9 people here, so let's get some guesses coming in. What do you think? When on earth is aura farming? Didn't know this word. Okay. I have to say it was new for me as well, but I think it's interesting. Yeah. So it's new for me too. It is C. So ladies, you were correct. Aura farming is doing things mainly to look cool and impressive and mysterious online. So many people do this in our digital world. It's internet slang from TikTok and Instagram with all of the aesthetics where you try to make people feel like you're just this better person than maybe you actually are. Doing things to look cool or edgy or mysterious rather than for true purposes here. You sort of curate your vibe. You try to make people feel that you're a certain way. And to use this in a sentence, posting that dramatic photo in the air, that's just aura farming. So like farming as in the sense of creating food, growing food, and growing this, you're sort of growing your personality. You're shaping your personality in a way to make people think that you're a certain way. All right. I don't do that. As you see, I have no clue what on earth I'm doing. All right, so moving on to another hangman one with a very short word, so hopefully I will get it right. Exactly, Yurichiani, I think. You're right, it's C. It's absolutely C, and we're moving on to number 5. I've got a nice little hangman thing for us to try to decide. Let me get my phone handy so I don't have the letters all over the place. Again, remember, with these hangman things, guess vowels. Vowels are your best friend when it comes to playing, this game. So moving on, done with this. We're done with that long word that I definitely could not spell. So let's see. Let me grab a yellow marker so we can write this easily. Oop, wrong one. Okay, so I'm looking for words, please, that mean independent, that are synonymous, that work well with independent. The first thing that you think of when you hear the word independent, what is the first thing you think of when you think of independent? And then you may guess a letter. We're looking for something. This means independent. This is a synonym for independent. And we have our little hangman here thing, not too many letters. So guess vowels, that's my take on that. That's my 2 cents, let's say. Words for independent, let's build our vocabulary together. I'll come a little closer so you can see the blanks. This word is used a lot in regards to AI. It used to not be. Can stand alone. Yeah, cool, super. Freelance, awesome words, guys, super. So please, I need 2 letters from you. What are the letters that you're guessing for this new word, or this word that became popular in 2025? So letters from Kaluna, please, and Carla for this thing. E, okay? So there is an E, and let me just make sure that I count the right spaces here because I get lost with these things, as you see. So let's see, that is going to be the 3rd letter is an E. Okay, Carla, what have you got for me? Okay, so far we have this, you have A, super, all right. So any other words that you can think of when you think of independence? Any other words? Or you can guess also some letters, or maybe you know that word already. What do you think? This is a word for being independent, and it's used a lot nowadays when it comes to AI, or sort of the evolution of AI. Every day we get closer and closer to this word, where it has this ability. It's a good word, good vocab word. Any other guesses for letters here so far? We have no body parts, so I should put, we have guessed A, we have an E. What else can you guess for this word? I hope that that's big enough. Probably is, right? Any other letters for me that you have that you'd like to guess for this? I'll give you the last vowel. How about that? Okay. O, so no O, sorry, no O. The last vowel that goes into this is an I. Does that help out a little bit, maybe? This is a word for independent thinking. Any other letters you want to guess? Carla, you got something for me? Kaluna, anything else? Maybe some consonants. I can give you this, all right? A T. So 1 letter missing. Think, and the word that's there's kind of a word in this. Think of like a spy, all right? A spy is an boop, and then we have that plus ick. Does that help? Is that a horrible, is that a horrible clue? Okay, I think maybe when you see this and it'll be better. So the word is agentic. Agentic. So agent, a spy, agent, spy, agentic. And this is when something thinks on its own. It doesn't need additional input in order to think. This word is used a lot when we talk about, and let me write it up here and put it in here. Hold on. Agentic, a word in 2025 that became pretty popular when talking especially about AI. It comes from psychology and sociology. It describes self-directed, independent action, having control over one's life. So it actually stems from psychology. Exactly, it was a G that we were looking for. But now it's being used when we talk about AI a lot, that it's starting to be able to think independently on its own. So that's where this word comes from. All right, moving on to a trivia question. And yes, this is also another one related to public content creation. Let me pop this over to here, remove this, and add a new one for us. We need slide number 6. I think that's this. Yes. Okay. All right. So I don't know why this doesn't scroll up. Help. Anyway, I hope you can see this. I can't see myself. I don't know what I'm doing here. Ay. You're okay. Let me go to this. I'm not sure why this does this. Okay, to go out, go in, and then everything gets okay again. Okay, there we go. So what have we got? We have, what does parasocial mean? A, related to parties and social events. Okay. B, a mutual friendship. So two people that say, I'm her friend, I'm his friend. You both agree that you're friends, a mutual friendship. C, a one-sided relationship with a public figure or a creator, where like you feel like you have a relationship. And D, a short-term relationship. So parasocial, what does parasocial mean? I'm going to click on our comments here. So Carla's going with A, so related to parties or social events. I get that. Okay. So related to parties or social events. Kaluna's going with C, question mark. Okay. So a one-sided relationship with a public figure or creator. Anything else? Anyone else want to guess? I think Carla and Kaluna, my dears, you are the main guessers today. So let's go with the answer. And Kaluna, you happen to be right. It is that. It's a one-sided relationship with a public figure or creator. It's where you see a lot of content from someone and you feel like you know them because they post about their private life, they post about things going on in their lives, their experiences. And so you sort of feel like you know them, but you don't really know them. So this is where that comes from, parasocial. This is also a word that comes from psychology. This term came about in the 1950s in media studies, or maybe media, and widely used now in social media. It describes a one-sided relationship where a viewer or a follower feels close to a celebrity, influencer, or streamer who doesn't know them. It's common usage for Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatnot. And here's a sentence, and maybe you can tell me someone who you feel that you really know, but you don't really know, but they produce a lot of content, you watch their content, so you feel like you know them. You can leave me a name and a comment. I'm curious to see who you have that sort of parasocial relationship with. And here's an example in a sentence. I know it's weird, but I feel like I really know that streamer. Classic parasocial relationship. Okay. Who do you have a parasocial relationship with? You can let me know. Now, other than that, we will move to a new hangman question. Let's see if I can get this right here. I'm going to take a picture again so I can just count those spaces better. I get so lost with these things. All right. Plop that up so I have the answer. This is also, I like that. We had this word before. We had this several months ago. I can't remember what our topic was, but we had this definitely several months ago, and I think it's kind of a cool thing. Let's see. Before I give too much information away like usual, let's move on to our next one. 2 words. This is 2 words, and so you'll see this. And I'm looking for anything, the first thing that comes to mind when you think of go back to reality. Go back to reality. What are some things that make you think of go back to reality? That is the clue for this word. I don't have any parasocial relationships. Okay, well, that's healthy. That's definitely healthy. So here we have it. This is a new word in 2025, or something that became popular in 2025. And it's something that means going back to reality. So you can give me some words or synonyms or idioms or whatever that relate to this. And my fingerprints are all over this. Sorry about that. And 2 words. What letters are you guessing? Like I said, it's always smart to guess vowels first. Daydreaming, okay? But that's kind of going away from reality, Kaluna, I think a little bit. Unless I think it's a nice term. I love that term. It's a great term, but that's kind of escaping reality. But we can also do escaping reality, coming in contact with reality. 2 words. This term became popular in 2025. Give me some letters. We got our little hangman guy thingy here. And let me get rid of that. And yeah. Okay, so Carla is guessing B. Okay, oops, I need my, and B is unfortunately not on there. Thank you for guessing. So we have a head. Kaluna's going with A. A is on there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so an A is on there. Any other guesses with letters? What can you tell me? 2 words. And one of them is in your backyard, maybe. If you have a backyard, you probably have this. And yeah, I don't know how many clues I should give. But so get some letters and then I will give you more clues. Okay, so Carla's got a T for me. T is definitely on that. First letter of the first word is a T. So T and da da da. Kaluna is going with an E. Unfortunately, oops, there is no E. So we have a head and we have a body. Any other letters that you can give me? What can you tell me for this term that became popular in 2025? What can you tell me? Kaluna's going with an I. So unfortunately, no I. So we've got a leg, a head, a body, a leg. Anything else that you can tell me? Any other letters that you want to guess? Carla, you got one for me? First word starts with a T, ends with an H. Second word ends with an S. And Kaluna, there is absolutely an R in the second word. So that's cool. All right. So, something with a T and Any other letters that you want to offer me? And remember, the second word, if you have a backyard, you probably have this. And you probably have to cut this frequently. That's another nice little thing. And the first word, a synonym, G and S, exactly. Cool, you got my hints. So the second word is grass. Grass. Exactly. And there's still 2 vowels out. I think that helps a little bit. And the first word, a synonym for this is feel. The word feel. To feel. So what can you tell me? Any guesses here? Good one, Kaluna, that you got that second word. O and U. Yes, exactly. So let's do that. And one letter missing. One letter missing here, we have grass. And the synonym that works with the first word is feel. Hey, Natalia, sweetie. I fell asleep listening to your live stream with Mike. Oh, no worries, sweetie. Happy to have you here. We're on question number 7, so we have another 3 to go. This is a word that is where you get back to reality. And my clue for the first word is to feel, because the second word is grass. See, exactly. So touch grass. And this is a term that people use to say, get back to reality, get away from your screen, and to connect with nature, to connect with reality, to go back to reality. I will write it here so you can see it in a nicer way and not my horrible handwriting. Touch grass is a term used, and we had this, I cannot remember when, but at some point several months ago, this was a term that we learned, to touch grass, which is to go back to reality, to log off, to disconnect, to have a reality check. These are all ways that you can say kind of coming back to something, touch some grass. Exactly. To be landed. Yeah, so landed, maybe even grounded is a good way. To be grounded again. I didn't know this word. Okay, cool. So we have a new term. Awesome. Thank you for your feedback, Carla, that you did not know that word. What do I want to say with this? Modern internet slang used on Reddit and Twitter and all kinds of places to suggest someone needs to step away from their computer and go soak up some nature. Here is a nice sentence and an example sentence. You've been arguing with strangers for hours. It's time you go touch grass. So if you're in the comments section arguing with people you don't know, maybe don't. Maybe just stop, close your iPad or laptop or whatever and go outside and smell the fresh air. Go touch grass, not literally, figuratively, but yeah. So this, I think it's kind of a fun term. We have, I think, yes, okay, hold on. So that was that. So I have now another trivia question here for you, much easier for me to handle. Let's see, let me add this real quick for us. We have question number 8. Curious to hear if you have heard of this word as well. And that is 7, and that is 8. Hold on. Yes. Okay, sorry. I cannot see these things. And I will get rid of touch grass and make myself slightly larger here. Here we go, and up. It's too cold outside. Yeah. But it's sort of figurative. It's just sort of figuratively. Exactly. All right. So let's see, folks, what we've got here. What is climavore? Okay. Is it a scientist who studies passionately? A scientist who studies passionately the weather. It shouldn't be study the weather. So a scientist that passionately studies the weather is A. B, someone who eats based on climate impact and sustainability. Is it C, a person who only eats chilled plants? Or D, someone who eats food in a cold room in order to boost their metabolism? What do you think? Metabolism is the way that your food burns. Like you can have a slow metabolism, and it's hard for your body to digest the food. It's hard for you. You gain weight easily. If you have a fast metabolism, then your body burns it very quickly, and you lose weight very quickly. But you're hungrier faster, I guess. That is the drawback. That would be a drawback I would like. All right. Anyway, climavore, what do you think? A, B, C, or D? Which one works the best with climavore? What can you tell me? Climavore. Okay. Kaluna doesn't know this word. Thank you. And B, your guess is B. Any other guesses? So Natalia, I've kind of asked people, if you know the word, give me a thumbs up. If you don't know the word, a thumbs down, just so we kind of see which words are new. So what can you say? Climavore, what do you think? Carla, what are you thinking? Natalia, if you're able to answer, maybe you have fallen asleep again. No worries. I'm not bitter. I haven't heard this word either. That's why I have no idea. You want to guess? Just take a guess what you think makes the most sense. I think this one is kind of hard a bit, I think. Climavore. I'm here. Okay, cool. All right. And I know some people who watch are working, so no pressure, of course. Natalia, is this for you now Christmas, out of curiosity? I think that in some of the eastern parts of the world, we have, in the Christian world, then we have Christmas around now. It was last night here in Spain. It was very cool. Maybe D. Okay, so you're going with fast metabolism. So sit in a cold room and you're going to metabolize your food faster, lose weight maybe. All right. So the answer is actually, Kaluna was correct. Your instincts were amazing on that one. B, someone who eats, Carla as well, someone who eats based on climate impact and sustainability. So when you eat locally sourced food, when you eat food that is in season, so blueberries in summer, not in winter, then you are a climavore. You focus on sustainability. Okay. Yes, exactly. The answer is B. Exactly. Okay. So I have one last hangman thing. Thank goodness. We have one word. It's one word. And let me take a picture so I don't mess it up again. All right. Remember with hangman, guess vowels. But the word that I'm looking for, it works together well with which topic? With lifestyle. So give me any words that come to mind that make you think of lifestyle. So give me a word, a nice vocabulary word, things that you think of when you hear the word lifestyle, and then you can give me a letter. And I'm going to pull this up so you can see this a little better. Okay, let me see. Yes, from the 6 to 7. Yes, for the Orthodox Christmas. Yes. Okay, and your letter is M. Okay, M. Oh, Merry Christmas. Celebrate Merry Christmas. That's not, your letter is not M. Yes. Well, then Merry Christmas to you, sweetie. Merry Christmas. Do you have a parade where the kings, the three wise men, the three kings bring a gift? Way of living. Awesome, Kaluna. Give me a letter, please. Before you do that, then let me offer you what this looks like so you can have a better idea of what to guess. You're welcome, dear. So, oh, sorry. We need to move on to this. Hold on. Excuse me. Then I can share this with you easier. So our word, one word, starts with a B, has an A, so you don't need to guess A. So Kaluna, my dear, what letter would you like? This has to do with lifestyle. This word right here has to do with a lifestyle. And which letter are you guessing? Any letters. Or words that are related to lifestyle. Okay, so cool. Absolutely, there is an I, and you're smart for guessing a vowel. So there we go. All right. Any other letters or words to build vocabulary here? Veganism, consumerism, awesome, love it, or vegans. So Carly, you got 2, traditional 3, super. Okay, so Natalia's going with O, very smart guess. So our first part of the word is bio, and this is a lifestyle word, okay? So Natalia's going with L. There is no L. All right. Oh, there's another I. Sorry. So that makes this easy. When you think of words in English where an I and then you have 2 other spaces after it, typically there is a certain ending that's going to work. So good guess, super guess. Bio garden, absolutely, but it's not bio garden. It's bio something else. And bio with the I and the 2 spaces afterwards, there's an ending in English that happens all the time. So the next 2 letters after I should be pretty easy. If you think about words, the way that words end when there's an I there. Lifestyle word. Bio something. I agree with Natalia. Okay, so N and G, exactly. So when you have I on the end of a word and with 2 spaces, it's definitely, or quite often, let's say, going to be G, ing. So we have bio, ing. Bio, ing, and this is a lifestyle word. What do you think? Lifestyle word, bio, biological would make sense and totally works in a way, but we have ing on the end. And something with a lifestyle, this is something that a lot of very wealthy people have gotten into. They want to live to be 190 or whatever, or live forever. And so they do this. This is what they do. This is a lifestyle word for trying to engineer your body. Okay, I've given too many clues. Who's guessing this guy? Bio. So no T, unfortunately. No T. We got a head and we got a body. Okay, no. When I think that when I tell you, then you'll totally know. So when you engineer your body, no S. Sorry, no S. So we have a head, a body, and a leg. In we already have, in we've got here at the end there. I don't know if you can read my handwriting so well. Bio, ing. Any other guesses? Otherwise, I will just give it to you. Bio. Okay. So, biohacking. This is what the billionaires are doing nowadays, where they try to engineer their bodies so they can live forever. Biohacking, to reverse aging, biofarming, in this case, biohacking. And this became a very popular term in 2025 because, lots of different ways of doing this. Does anybody know a way that people do biohacking? Have you heard this word before? Maybe give me a little feedback. Do you know this word? Is this something that maybe you have in your language? What is the meaning of the word? This is when people use technology to have a healthier life, to try to stop or reverse aging. They try to use something within their body. We have cryptotherapy, where people get, where they reduce their body temperature in very cold spaces. It's supposed to help with inflammation and fast recovery. People float in tanks and water, eat healthy food. Absolutely. They have IV vitamin therapy, where they have little things where this goes in, and you have a bag here, you have an IV, and they drip certain things into them. Practicing sport, eating healthy food. This is how we do it, us billionaires. But the billionaires have all kinds of very interesting sorts of therapies that they can do. They do cold plunges, where they sit in cold, ice-filled baths and reduce their body temperature. I think we had something like that, where advanced sleeping trackers and cosmetic surgery could also be part of that, I guess. That's more on the outside, and biohacking typically is more inside, keeping your body fit within. Try to clear the body of by all possible methods. Exactly. So biohacking. It's actually very interesting. Yeah. But I'm too poor for that. And I can't live forever. I don't have any money. I didn't know any word of this. Okay, you didn't know that word. Okay, no worries. But take a look at it. If it's something that interests you, then I would definitely say put it into Google and see what you come up with, because it is an interesting topic. Hello, Yuki, sweetie. Welcome. You're here for question number 10. So, yes. So we have a nice little Gen Z slang word for our last question of the day. And let me remove this and add our last question. So Happy New Year to you, Yuki, and everyone who has joined so far. Let's see. So a nice little Gen Z word, going out on a bang here. So what does unhinged mean in slang? I just realized your live is early this week. It is because we're on vacation. Sorry. Yes, I need to get better at posting these things earlier so people have more of a chance to join. My apologies. So what does unhinged mean in slang? So is it A, very intelligent, B, calm and thoughtful, C, acting in a chaotic, extreme, or unpredictable way, or D, highly organized? What do you think unhinged means? And also let me know, have you heard this before? Have you not heard this before? It's a pretty popular word, nice little slang word for you that became very popular, not unpopular, became very popular in 2025. A, B, C, D. Unfortunately not, Natalia. I'm on the road right now. I'm in southern Spain. And so we will be visiting places. So unfortunately, I won't be able to offer a lesson. My apologies. Yuki is going with C, okay, acting in a chaotic or extreme or unpredictable way. Who agrees with Yuki? Natalia's going with C for unhinged. I'm guessing some people might have heard this word. It's used a lot on social media. I know a lot of you watch things on social media. B, I'm torn between B and C, okay. It's kind of opposite with each other. So calm, yes, that's true. They are the opposites, definitely. All right, so Kaluna, what is your instinct telling you? Are you saying more B or more C? So, and then once we get your answer, then I will let you know what unhinged means. Unhinged. I think B. Okay, so Kaluna's going with B, Yuki and Natalia are going with C, and the answer is actually, and so Why Rich Auntie is also going with C. So the correct answer is actually C. If somebody acts in an unhinged way, it's acting chaotic, extreme, or unpredictable. And so, yeah, and to use it in a sentence just so you get a feel for it, her reaction to losing the game was completely unhinged. She was shouting at everyone. So she acted in an unhinged way. She was completely unhinged. She probably screamed at everyone, threw the pieces up in the air, and yeah. So if somebody loses control, if they act out in a very angry way or in a strange way, that's not sort of like, you know, in a subtle kind of way, then they are unhinged. They're behaving in an unhinged manner. And that is our quiz for today. Our words were unhinged, they were biohacking, climavore, what was this? Touch grass, nice little phrase, parasocial, agentic, aura farming, broligarchy, and tradwife. Oh, one more, rage bait. So we had lots of new vocabulary words. If you came to the lesson late and would like to watch it again, feel free. Anyway, I hope you had fun with this lesson. I hope it wasn't too difficult. Sorry that I am so scattered when it comes to this little hangman thing. I need to find something that's easier to use. Yeah, anyway, nice to learn with you, Carla. Yes, thank you, Carla. Carla, it's nice to have you here. You seem to be a new person here, so thank you very much. Yes, Kaluna, you're right to point that out. I appreciate everyone's time. Natalia and my friends who celebrate Orthodox Christianity, Merry, Merry Christmas to you. Hinge is a part of, exactly. So, and hinge is this, on the door, you have a hinge, right? And it makes things go like this. And you love the new guessing game. I just need to get better at it. Thank you. And yeah, and then so if it becomes unhinged, then it's like falls off the track. It's mixed up and not doing well. See you next week, Jen. See you next week. We have a great topic. It's life lessons. We had life lessons a couple of weeks ago, and this is the second half of life lessons. Lots of great topics like happiness, and I think, hold on, let me tell you what topics we will cover next week. Life lessons part 2. We'll talk about anger, patience. Oh, no, that's the third one. Hold on. Let me see. I've started planning it. So let me see what we've got. Okay. We'll talk about happiness, power, loss, love, and relationships. So lots of nice things. Maybe not love, but I guess it's relationships. Anyway, so thank you to everyone who took the moment to join. 107 seconds. So 1 hour and 7 minutes. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, for learning new things together with me, for participating. I will see you all next week, and I will try to post stuff in between from my vacation, because it's really, this is so beautiful here. I love this place, this area in Spain. I've never been here before, and it's incredible. So I want to share it with you. We do not have classes tomorrow. Unfortunately, I am on a mini vacation and will be on the road. So yeah. Welcome to the community, Carla. Exactly, Yuki. So take care, everyone. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you officially next week. Take care. Thanks. Bye.